right.
We're in the winning business. If you ain't winning, you ain't got no damn business up in here.
Woo!
One love, baby.
Yeah!
Hey guys, it's Cop Pizzle. Hope you're enjoying the live stream tonight. Thank you for being a part of the Cop Pizzle YouTube page. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the subscriptions, and as always, allowing me to be a part of your life and entering your home each and every week. I hope you've enjoyed the content this year, and I hope you look forward to future content here at Cop Pizzle's YouTube page. Thank you so much, and as always, go Big Blue.
What's going on, y'all? It's Cop Pizzle. Really, man, hey, these last 36 hours has been amazing to be a Giants fan. Really great. I really it would have been nice. Let's be honest. It would have been nice yesterday afternoon if one of the Eagles or Cowboys would have lost, but of course, at the end of the day, the NFC East is a really good division this year. It really is, and but the Giants are taking care of their business and they're doing what they're supposed to do, or they're exceeding expectations, and they're knocking it out of the park, and I'm excited about it. The biggest thing before I share this link for anybody that wants to come in, talk to Pizzle. It's funny to me. I need to say this because it's really interesting to me. For the last couple years, we have had to, as a Giants fan, okay, as a Giants fan, I have had to sit back and watch and listen to other Giant fans tell me what was wrong with this team on multiple occasions. I mean, just it didn't matter if it was YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. I've had to sit here for multiple years and listen to other fans of the same team tell me what was wrong with my favorite team. And now the Giants are doing well, and it's my time. It's my time to let them know that they were wrong about a few things. And of course, that information isn't being received well by some of those people. And it's the realistic fans aren't they're not that they say, oh well, I'm being realistic. Well, that's just a cover up for you don't really believe in this team. That's reality. And so I'm going to share this link. If you guys want to come in and say hello, you're more than welcome to. You don't want to? I mean, I got to be honest with you. I'm pretty fiery today. I got to be honest because it's really, two players that I have been look, can't wait to do the all 22 stream. I got to figure out when I want to do it because playoff baseball is tomorrow, and I know there's going to be a lot of attention on playoff baseball. And so I know there's a lot of you that are Yankee fans, and so I don't want to do the all 22 during the Yankee game. Because honestly, I'd like to watch the Yankee game too. But what's going on, Brianna? Thanks for everybody that joined me. Appreciate having you guys. But the biggest thing, man, is just being, excited about being right about a couple players, like Daniel Jones, for example. It's amazing to me that we're 5 weeks into this season. He looks great. He's winning games. He is winning games that with so many excuses. Like he could have every excuse in the book, every excuse, and he's winning games beyond those excuses. Yet there are people that legitimately still don't think this guy's a franchise quarterback. And I'm telling you right now that when the season ends, if the Giants don't keep Daniel Jones, I will lose my mind as a Giants fan. I would literally explode. I mean, every Giants fan, in my opinion, should be knocking down the door wanting this guy to be a part of this organization for a long period of time. And then the other person I'm excited was Darius Slayton. I mean, Darius Slayton is, I never quit on Darius Slayton. I knew we was going to need him. I can't, of course, if you guys listen to the Giants Outsiders podcast with Fisk, and I can't wait for Wednesday night because we're going to be in Fisk's ass. But, I'm just excited I was excited to see Darius play and get an opportunity. And he did what I thought he could do. And not only did he just catch the ball, but man, he made big plays and converted huge first downs for the Giants. And so, yeah, man, I just was excited to see that. So let's get this thing started tonight. We're going to kick this thing off with Joe Got Locks.
Hey, how you doing? It's past my bedtime, so I got to be quick.
I know, Geek. Well, I mean, if you're a Carson Wentz fan, I mean.
Yeah, I'm going to be quick so my mom doesn't yell at me.
Mm.
But, would you trade Kenny Golladay?
Yeah, I'd cut Kenny Golladay.
Realistically, if you wanted to trade him, what'd you get for him?
A ham sandwich.
I know. Every football fan out there knows that the Giants are a fake pretender.
Oh my God,
Jones
Joe,
Daniel Jones won't be on the football team.
You are
in 3 years,
Joe. You are so full of shit, Joe. Joe, you are so full of shit, man. I mean, that kid never ceases to amaze me. If it ain't Madden, it's this. Bradley Jones.
There's no better Monday than Victory Monday, baby.
That's right, buddy. How's it going?
Hey, I had to break it out. I know it's not Christmas time, but I had to break it out.
Like, I have to think about it. I don't even know if we had 4 wins by Christmas time last year.
No, we hadn't.
No, I mean,
I think it was like the Sunday after Christmas last year. We got our last win, I think.
We had 4 wins total last year, so.
And look at us now, 4-1, tied for what, second or third place in our division right now.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, it's the division thing is I think anybody can win it right now.
Hey, literally anything can happen right now.
Anything can happen. I mean, the some of those teams that the Eagles have already played, we're still on deck to play those teams. For example, the Commanders, the Lions, the Vikings. I think those are all winnable games for the Giants. And
hey, but of course, the one game I'm looking forward to, December 11th. That's the first time we play the Eagles this year. I got a feeling that's going to be a good one.
Oh yeah, that one in the Week 18 game is going to be really good.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to playing the Eagles this year. I mean, I actually did a little trash talking to Lord Brunson today, and of course, I mean, I'm really excited about the prospects of playing the Eagles. I really am. I want to see how we stack up against them.
Absolutely.
I know how we stack up against the Cowboys, and honestly, I know the Cowboys beat us, but I'm not that scared of them. I'd love another opportunity to play the Cowboys, and obviously we'll get that opportunity on Thanksgiving night or Thanksgiving afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not by any means scared for the Giants to play the Eagles. I'm honestly at this given point in time, I'm not afraid of the Giants playing anybody.
It's the same here. The way that we've somehow, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. How in the world have we managed to pull these victories out of our ass? I have no idea.
Well, I mean, there was 2 wins. There's 2 wins in there that I don't know how many of. Well, I can guarantee you, there's not many in the fan base that actually believe that they could win. The Titans game and the Packers game.
Absolutely.
I mean, you could have made a case, at the start of the season, before the season started, that they could beat the Panthers. You know, you could have said that we might have beat the Cowboys, maybe lost to the Cowboys. You could have went either way with that game, just because the Cowboys have had success over us for quite some time. And then the Bear game, I think we expected to win that game. But the Titans and Packers, if you'd asked a lot of the fan base before the season, not many people would have said we was going to win that game. So for the fact
a lot of people were thinking by this time we would be 2-2, not 4-1 right now.
Yeah. No, I was going to say 2, and they were thinking we were going to be 2-3 at this time.
Yeah. The only ones I think that they think that we would probably win was the Panthers and the Bears and lose to Titans, Dallas, and Packers. But only thing I want to say right now is this: so all those booger-eating geeks, especially Skip Bayless, who said that we had no chance in hell, you can shove it up your anal glands, because we are surprising everybody right now.
He's so Cowboys biased.
He is Jerry Jones's #1 butt kisser.
That is so. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
And yes, my girlfriend Brianna still in the chat. She's like me. She's a 60-minute person. She's been watching your videos every single day.
I appreciate that. I hope she's enjoying them, and you as well. And
absolutely. Absolutely. And hey, I got a feeling that we're not anywhere close to our full potential. If only Kenny Galladay and Kadarius Toney with those noodles for legs would get their heads out of their buttholes, we would be fine.
Honestly, Bradley, I think you're 100% right in that. I think that I think the Giants team is a young team that obviously has a lot of new moving parts, right? New pieces. And I actually 1000% think that they're going to only get better. I said that, I think, a week ago or maybe 2 weeks ago, where I was like, this team's going to get better. That's what makes this Packer win so surprising, because you just don't know if they were ready for this just yet.
Exactly.
That type of game, the Titans one, you can kind of see, it was a tough test to start the season on the road against a team that was in the playoffs. But the Packer one, with Aaron Rodgers and everything, you kind of thought that the circumstances was too much for them to overcome. But you're right. They're only going to get better and better if literally just one of the receivers figures it out, right? Galladay,
absolutely,
or Wandale, like any of them. If any of them just steps to the occasion, because
if they don't want to step up and do their job, all the ball has to do is just go find somebody who will.
Yeah, I don't know how the Giants will go about doing that, but they are definitely finding ways to win outside of that. Besides,
it's not pretty. It's not pretty. It's 100% nail biters, but they're getting it done.
Well, they're getting it done like the Giants have always gotten it done.
And now I think I don't know if I can speak for all Giants fans. I know I can't speak for you, as a Giants fan, but I will say this: the only way that we're going to be able to beat Baltimore next week is we need to make sure that Lamar does not run out of the pocket. Designate a spy for him.
Yeah. I actually think that, it's funny, because I actually thought that the Baltimore game was an easier test than the Packer game, because of Martindale, our defensive coordinator, was obviously with Baltimore for many years. And I figured
I forgot about that. He was their defensive coordinator
for many years, and you would think that he'd seen Lamar a ton in practice and knows potentially how to defend him, and I I kind of thought that was the easier matchup. So, you know, I feel good about the fact that the Giants can be test. I want them to have this test against Baltimore and see where they stack up and see where things go. And I'm super excited about playing Lamar and the Ravens. I really am. For some reason though, and I don't know if it just goes back to all the way to Super Bowl 35. They always have our number though. I don't know what it is. And they always,
I'm just gonna say this: a lot of fans that were there, all they want to do is just live in the past. It's all I want to talk about those moments where we got our asses whooped by so many times.
Mhm.
And you know what? It's just like, you know what? Y'all keep laughing. Y'all keep laughing.
Oh,
We'll be back.
these Eagle fans and Cowboy fans, they keep it's funny because I get a lot of comments in my videos, but they keep saying, "Oh, you're fraudulent. You know, you guys will eventually come back down to earth. You know,
Mhm.
whatever. You know, you're a fake."
And I was seeing that a lot. I was seeing that a lot in the in the when you were streaming the game, and when Bad Dog and Entertainer were streaming the game, everyone was saying the exact same thing. Oh, especially in the end of the first quarter, we were down 17-3. People were saying it's over, it's over. Just pack up your bags. Y'all are gonna lose.
Mm-hmm.
But then 17 unanswered points later,
I know.
where's everybody at?
I know. It's so funny. I had one particular guy that just would not stop messaging, like just on and on and on. And then as soon as the Giants took a lead, he was gone. I didn't see him anymore. Literally didn't see one.
He just went.
Yeah, I was looking for him and absolutely disappeared. And it was cool. It was just a really awesome win for the Giants, man. I was really happy about it.
Ew. But it's funny because one of my coworkers is actually a Packers fan, so I have no idea what he's going to say to me at work tomorrow.
Oh man, well, all you can do is just give him a
Say,
smile and a little laugh.
just smile and say, "Hey, man, that was a hell of a game."
Well, you know I tell you something funny because I actually gauged the Packer fans. I just listened to a couple of them here on YouTube and stuff like that, and they're like genuinely embarrassed by losing the Giants, and I don't think they should, man. I mean,
there's one I saw. You probably heard of him, Tom Grossi.
Mm-hmm.
He is absolutely embarrassed by what happened. I'm like, dude,
yeah,
that was a close game. It got close at the end. That was very entertaining.
I was gonna make some videos about him before the game, but the whole thing with Mark Holmes and them has got me a little gun shy, and so I just decided, I was like, I'm not gonna mess with some random YouTuber, but I thought it would be fun, but you just don't know how some people are going to take it these days. So I decided not. But yeah, I saw his, and he was just he's just completely embarrassed by it, and I'm just like, well, okay, you don't think it's you don't think we're a good team? That's fine. I think eventually the narrative about the Giants will turn eventually.
Exactly.
So Bradley, I appreciate you joining me, man.
Hey, yes, sir. You and yours have a very blessed night.
Is that a Giants robe or is that just a? Oh, look at you!
I go all out.
Okay. Thanks, Bradley. I appreciate
Take
you,
it easy, buddy.
I always like Bradley Jones coming in here and saying hello. But yeah, I mean, there's quite a few people out there that just do not think that this was a legitimate win for the Giants. That's still thinking that we're just not a good team, and I whatever. I honestly don't. I honestly do not care about what people think at this point about the Giants, because honestly, I like I said in a video, posted a video this morning about how if the Giants don't succeed in a big way this season, they're for sure going to succeed next year. and for sure the year after that. I mean, it looks obvious that they're projecting or going in the right direction. And to me, this the sky's the limit at this point with the Giants, and I can't believe it because I did a podcast with Fisk. And we talked about it, and we said, look, I mean, there's a possibility that the Giants could actually win 10 games. And at the time, that was before the season started, and I was kind of like, yeah, I mean, it's possible, but I don't really know if the Giants are actually going to get it done. And now when you look at it, I mean, they just have to go 6-6 to finish out the year. That's it. They just got to go 6-6, and they're a 10-win team. And obviously, if they can go, 7-5 or 8-4, I'd rather have that, right? But the biggest thing is like there's like they legitimately might be a double-digit win team, and that's crazy to even think about that, considering what the last few years has been like. How tough they've been. The fact that I mean, we literally drafted this past draft we had a top 5 pick, and so we had the Saquon draft, which obviously we were, number 2 overall. And then last year we had the 5th overall pick. So we were top 5, but we were bottom 5 team in the league. And so when you look at some of these teams that's on the schedule, like the obviously the Ravens, the Lions is on there, the Vikings, the Texans, the Commanders twice, the Cowboys, the Eagles twice, the Colts. There's some winnable games in there for the Giants. Absolutely. And so, the biggest thing about these games is the Giants aren't getting lucky when they win these games. I mean, this game against the Packers, this wasn't luck. I mean, we're down multiple scores. We're down 17 points. People in the stream are acting like the game's over. We're getting crushed. No chance. Offense didn't look great at the time. There was a lot of, excuses you could have made. Injuries galore. Leonard Williams is hurt. Adoree Jackson is hurt. I mean, there's just multiple different layers of excuses, and the Giants just find a way to come back and win the game. And it's crazy because we haven't been doing that for the last several years. I mean, that's just not what we've been doing. I mean, you think about some of the bigger wins that we've had in recently. The Seahawks game comes to mind when we don't have Daniel Colt. Like, that was so random. But then when you look at it now, you're like, man, maybe Russell Wilson just started to suck then. Like, so maybe that wasn't that big of a win. I think there was the random, what was it, like 49ers or Broncos on a Monday night game where the Giants weren't expected to win and they won. It was very random. I can't remember which one it was off the top of my head, but just these random times where the Giants have won these games that you wasn't expecting. Obviously, the Cowboy win, but the year the Giants went 6-10, first year for Joe Judge, head coach. Winning that game where, hey, if they win, and then if Washington beats the Eagles, then we get a chance for the playoffs. So that was a big win for the Giants. But the Giants, the point being is there hasn't been a lot of big wins for the Giants the last several years. And this game here is, and this, give credit to Green Bay. Give a lot of credit to Green Bay because Green Bay's always had a really nice organization and a really nice team. But because their team has always been so good, it feels good to beat a team like that. So, no disrespect to Packer fans. It's just like, it just feels good to beat a team that's considered a really good team among the league. And so that's really awesome, that the Giants were able to do that and beat a team of that caliber. Obviously, I think the Cowboy game, if we were able to beat them on Monday night, that may have been a bigger deal, obviously because of the NFC East thing. But you kind of got this point where when they lost to the Cowboys, you're like, well, in the back of your mind, you started thinking like, well, they can beat teams, lower level teams, but when they play like the upper echelon teams, they may struggle, right? So you started to feel that pressure about the Giants. And this right here, beating the Packers, has completely changed the way I feel about it, and their ability to now. I feel like they can compete against anybody in the league, and honestly, I welcome a good challenge like the Baltimore Ravens. I welcome that opportunity. Um, yeah, Rodgers is, a very overrated player. He's only got he's got one ring, and you think, well, if he's that great of a quarterback, you would think he'd have more rings, right? I think he's a guy I think he's good, but I think he's a guy that's taken advantage of a weak division. The Bears and Lions have been abysmal for quite some time now, and the Vikings are always hit or miss. And I think Rodgers has taken advantage of those 6 games per year and really padded what he is. But he obviously has got some good qualities and good abilities, and so I respect his game, and it's big that the Giants were able to beat a guy like him. But yeah, I mean, I look at this now, and I think I look at the schedule, and I'm not I'm not going to sit here and say the Giants aren't going to lose another game this season. I'm not acting like that or anything. But what I will say is I think that there's games on the schedule that many Giant fans said that we were going to lose, and I don't think that that's going to be true anymore. I really don't. And so I really thought that this particular coaching staff with Dable, Kafka, Martindale, because a lot of them guys have the AFC background for several seasons, several years. I figured the Giants would always compete really well against AFC teams. And so here's another AFC matchup. Obviously, the Giants are 1-0 so far against the NFC or AFC this year. So I think this is another opportunity to prove that to be true. But man, I'm just really happy that the Giants now are in the mix in the NFC East. I spent many years here on YouTube where it was fun going back and forth with Eagle fans and Cowboy fans and their teams being good. Even there was a couple years there that Washington was good. But it's always fun when the Giants are competitive. It makes the ability to do a little trash talking and saying some things that it just it helps that make a little bit more sense. And so when your team is 1-6 or some terrible record like that, you can trash talk, but nobody's gonna really buy what you're selling. So it makes things a little harder. But when your team is doing well, people start to kind of believe it a little bit. So that's the biggest thing. But man, this couldn't be. It just feels so good right now this week. Obviously, we're only into Monday, but it just feels good that the Giants are a competent organization again and having this ability. But it's just, I will say this, like I said before, a couple of the guys came on. It's frustrating because we've heard so much talk the last several years about who's good, who's bad, what's wrong with this team, what needs to be changed, this and that, this and that, this and that. And in my opinion, the Daniel Jones debate should be done with and finished. It should be over with. There shouldn't be any more discussion about it. This guy is playing his ass off. Obviously that if he had some kind of serious injury, that changes it. But assuming that doesn't happen, this debate should be over with. This guy is absolutely. I forgot how this felt too. This debate should be over with. There should not be any more debating about is Daniel Jones a dude or not. I think anybody that's a Giants fan listens to any content of a content creator saying that Daniel shouldn't be the quarterback or may not be the quarterback. They shouldn't with at all accept that. I just don't. I don't think they should accept that at all. This guy is, he's the guy. I mean, he is 1000%. I knew he was the guy 2 years ago because obviously the last 2 seasons, every time Daniel's gotten hurt, the team has went down with him. Well, now he has no receivers. Saquon Barkley got hurt the last game, and he's beating really good teams now. And I honestly think the Giants so far have right now beaten potentially 2 playoff teams, the Titans and the Packers. Titans might very well win the AFC South. They're kind of riding the ship again, and the Packers could easily make the playoffs. And so I really don't I don't have any issues with Daniel Jones being the guy from here on out, period. So what are you going to replace him with? That's what's crazy to me. LTS, I mean, I'm not a contract expert by any means. I'm not an agent. I'm not, it's all a guessing game. But to me, man, Daniel should get what he deserves. Maybe maybe like a Ryan Tannehill type contract. Something like that potentially. But I think Daniel is a lot better player than he gets credit for, and he doesn't get his credit. And I think that he's finally starting to get his credit. And whenever these geeks and these guys who know everything, whenever they, I guess, decide that he's the guy, I guess that's just when it'll be. But he's the guy. I can't imagine this coaching staff moving on from him after what's taken place. And then as far as like Darius Slayton goes, I'm just, to me, this is the way I've always looked at it. I've always admired players, not just this year or in recent seasons, but in the history of the Giants. I've always admired players who, might have been in one position, then all of a sudden they're this underdog, forgotten man, and are able to overcome that and try to find ways to succeed. Right? I mean, that's to me. There's always that story has been going on for decades, and so to me, Darius Slayton, came in, exceeded expectations, being a 5th round draft pick. I still think it's one of Dave Gettleman's best draft picks. He lost favor with New York Giant fans because he's not a household name. He's not this, it was easy for them to turn their back on him is the biggest thing, easiest thing. And I said here as a Darius Slayton fan and a guy that I think that can be something, I sat here all spring and all summer and I listened to content creator after content creator tell me that he's going to be cut, traded, all sorts of things, right? And I got to read that shit. I got to take it all in, and I'm sitting there thinking like, well, yada yada yada. He can't do, and then all of a sudden, none of that happens, and then he goes out there and helps us win a game yesterday. I mean, legitimately helped us win a game, and so for me as a fan, to take the side of one of these players. And I'll tell you the biggest thing I've always said about Darius Slayton, the biggest thing I've always said about him is that he's available. He's a 5th round pick who wasn't drafted to be a number 1 receiver, and he's available. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, number 1, you get a guy like Kenny Golladay who gets this large ass contract. you get a guy in Tony who's drafted in the first round, right? I'm not gonna be hard on Wan'Dale. I know it's still super early with him, but let's just keep it with Tony and Golladay. Golladay gets this huge ass contract. This organization believed in Kenny Golladay, said, "Hey, we believe in you so much. Here goes this. Here's this shit ton of money." And what have we gotten from him? What have we gotten from him? We ain't got shit. We ain't got nothing. We ain't even got a touchdown. Nothing. And he can't even now he can't even stay on the field now. Can't even stay on the field. And then let's go to Tony. Tony, electric, right? I mean, when he gets the ball in his hands, awesome. But the process of getting him the ball, whether he's hurt, not playing, the multiple layers that is, it's just so much BS. And again, I'm not rooting against Tony. I hope Tony figures out because, dude, we need that dude going forward. We need him going forward, absolutely. But the reality is Darius Slayton last year, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was last year, played multiple games hurt. Of course his production is going to go down when he's hurt. But the fact is he's on the fucking field. And being on the field and staying on the field and trying, to me, is a lot better than not getting on the field at all. And the fact that Giant fans and content creators alike can't even accept that, or even they can't even embrace this dude and support him, blows my mind away. It blows my mind away because I would think that 9 times out of 10, you would always support the player who's actually trying and actually doing something on the field. I would rather have Darius Slayton on the field dropping passes, trying his ass off, than Tony playing 4 games a year. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, and I can keep my expectations down low with Slayton. My biggest thing, and so you might say, well, that's being hypocritical because Evan Ingram would go out there and play and drop. But Evan Ingram would get this ton of hype every year. Every year we heard about in the offseason how great, or in training camp, how great Evan Ingram looks. Oh, he looks so great. And you just buy into it and you say, oh, we got this hybrid tight end. We got this awesome thing. And then it never panned out. It was more BS than it was good. You never get this Darius Slayton hype. It never happens. And so, I don't know, man. I wish Giant fans, I know that some content creators bend the knee to whatever the majority think, but I'm just not. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in bending the knee to. I'm. Otherwise, what's the point of having a YouTube channel? You have a YouTube channel to share your thoughts, not to share the opinions of the majority. That's just how I look at how I look at YouTube. And if you don't like my opinion, you don't have to watch. You don't even have to listen to it. But don't be mad at me when I go knocking on your door and saying, hey, you were wrong about Daniel Jones, or hey, technically you were wrong about Darius Slayton. Don't be mad at me. I'm coming to collect. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm coming to collect. Because again, what did I hear this preseason or this offseason or even in training camp? Oh, Kadarius Toney's going to be great in this offense. He's going to be amazing. He's going to be this. He's going to be that. Wan'Dale is going to be a Swiss Army knife. He's going to be this. He's going to be that. Guess who's on the field and who's not? I mean, I don't know. Does common sense reside anywhere with some people? I don't know. Maybe not. But I wish that was something that would be more I don't know, would just be more out there. But yeah, I mean, I at the end of the day, yeah, I'm happy the Giants are winning, but when you look at the guys who are helping the Giants get the job done, it's great. It's great to be right about a couple things. And then defensively, I got to eat. I mean, I have to eat some crow about like a Dory Jackson because I didn't think he was going to be any good for the Giants, but I think he's matured. I think he's matured and is a really good veteran player now. And, it sucked when he got hurt yesterday. But that dude's playing great. Julian Love is playing awesome for us. I think Tay Crowder's playing great. We still need to create more of a pass rush. But there's always things that the Giants can work on. But the biggest thing is, and this is the point that I wanted to make. This team gives a damn and they try their ass off. They play their ass off. They try. They always compete. They always bring it. Every game they've brought it this year. They've had a game plan, even when they lost to the Cowboys. They had a game plan. They tried. And then at the end of the day, the Cowboys got it done and we didn't. And so the biggest thing is I just appreciate the Giants' effort. And I'm proud about that. So I'm gonna bring Unlimited Liquid on. What's up, man?
Hey man, missed you last week, dude. But man, I just want to say thank you for the content recently, man. You've been hitting a lot of things I've been like feeling as a Giants fan. Man, I went to the game Monday Night Football in MetLife Stadium, and a lot of the Giants fandom, okay, they're not really they don't have a lot of confidence in Daniel Jones. Like being at the stadium, it was pretty sad to see like every time Daniel Jones had the ball, like there's people around there like just not really had a lot of faith in him, it felt like. So the negativity in the Giants fan base, you kind of touched on that. And I, as I was kind of thinking it, you know what I mean? I'm just thinking about how, we've had this kind of loser mentality and stuff like that. So did want to say, man, the content's been on point recently. It feels good to be a Giants fan. Like first thing I came on and talked to you about was, man, you got to believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Before anybody believes in you, you got to believe in yourself, and then people are going to follow when they see. Obviously, you got to put in that hard work, and our boy Daniel Jones has been doing that. Everyone, it seems like up and down the organization has been doing that. I mean, the coaching, obviously, the Packers coaching staff, they even said it themselves. They got out coached. I'm not sure when really the last time that we had a big coaching advantage. Obviously, it's been a coaching carousel for the New York Giants. But I'm not really sure what I can really hit on that. Everyone else hasn't hit on, with all the injuries, all the adversity. People, I was there watching you. People were saying the game was over. People were talking because they don't like to see things through. When people our boys don't have that mindset when they get down 17-3, where we don't believe in ourselves anymore. Because if they didn't believe in themselves, that comeback would have never happened, man. I play Rocket League sometimes, you know what I mean? And you can forfeit a match, all right? So when you get down 3, you get down 4, you know what I mean? You can forfeit a match, but, if you keep doing that, you're never going to have those great comebacks. So, yeah, just the mentality that we've had, man. I like to see it. I like to see your content. I always like to preach, like, it's bigger than football, So, shout out to you, Cop Pizzle. I like to see the, the culture that you're creating through this YouTube channel. So, yep. I mean, that's kind of some of the points I want to say to you for sure. It's good to see you, talk to you again, of course.
Mm-hmm. Man, I appreciate that. And honestly, I have I've experienced that negativity that you're talking about Daniel Jones, man. It's like they're so scared to believe in this guy. And I don't know what else you need to see. I really don't. I don't know what it is that I understand stats matter to some people, but that doesn't mean anything in the scheme of things when it comes to winning losses. And he's winning games. And that was the biggest narrative, right, that a lot of Daniel Jones haters or doubters said at the start of the year was like, well, he's not winning games. Not winning games. Well, he's won 80% of his games this year so far. And, he's a lot of the reason why the Giants are winning these games. And so to me, those fans, they just have a negative mindset. And they really don't need to be heard. I mean, they can be heard, but like they just need to be ignored at this point, because I look at this team and I'm like, okay, it'd be nice if we had a really dominant number one receiver, right? Like there's other needs that you look at. We finally got our tackle situation, I think, done right. You know, we've got these bookend tackles. It would be nice to maybe fix the interior line a little bit, but there's other issues that you can see the Giants can improve on. I don't know why thinking that the change of the quarterback would be any better, you know, or somebody would come in and be that much better at quarterback. So I don't know, man. I like rooting on Daniel Jones. I think he's the dude. I don't know why some people won't buy into him, but I certainly have.
Yeah, man, I've always been rooting for this kid. You know, I was kind of wavering on him like this season. Like last season, I was kind of disappointed, you know, obviously, but he got hurt anyway. So, you know, we were winning too much. I was kind of, man, this season was really a linchpin, I think, for me. Like, and that's tough to say, even though because he really hasn't been set up for success. You know, outside of, you know, maybe we have great coaching now. Maybe the play calling is fantastic. I don't know what it is. It's kind of hard as a fan to like really know, you know, what that. Because you could say we've had more talented teams on paper, but it's never translated to the field. So you know, as a fan, man, I'm rooting for these guys. I'm rooting for Daniel Jones. I hope we sign this guy, man. I think he's a baller. I think he cares. I think he's tough. I think you know, I think he's got all the tools that you need. Like he can make all these throws. He's fast. He's big, tall. You know what I mean? So
and you know, I think another point too is we've got legitimate coaching in here, which means that if we would have moved on from him last season and he went to a team that had really like, we would feel like idiots right now.
We would feel like idiots. We would have felt like idiots, you know, if we would have got Jimmy Garoppolo in here or Russell Wilson in here.
Jimmy, that's. Don't get me started on that because I could literally rant for about 15 minutes about how ridiculous some of those guys were that they were talking about replacing him with. They haven't looked good at all this season.
Was it you that said that your favorite player outside the Giants was Russell Wilson? Was that you?
Yeah. I've always admired Russell Wilson's game. Like I've always enjoyed watching Russell Wilson play and respected his game and thought he was a good quarterback. But it's pretty obvious that he's really struggling right now.
Yeah. You think? I mean, I haven't seen him play. I just know that people, you know, people haven't been giving good reviews. So, pretty poor. So I don't know what's going on with him over there.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it goes to show you, man, that a quarterback, you put him on one organization, you throw him on another organization, and the results can differ greatly. So just like we said, Daniel Jones, man, he could go to somewhere else and really ball out, man. He's a baller, man. He's really a stud. I think he's a stud for sure.
I think he's a stud, man. I really do. I mean, I've looked at a lot of quarterbacks this year play, and I just think he's really stepped up his game. And I think you had mentioned too about like he's clearly put in a lot of work.
Yeah,
he's put in a lot of effort, and like to me, I respect that. Right? I mean, he could have said, I'm the number 6 overall pick, you know, and not put a lot of work into it, and just you know went the other road. And to me, I think he's tried hard to be really good for this team, and we finally got some good coaches in him, but we just don't have the playmakers around him yet.
Yeah.
You know, and so obviously we got Barkley and he's great, but man, to be fair to this kid, he really deserves a really nice number 1 receiver, in my opinion. But
people are talking about, you know, trading for whatever receiver from DJ, whatever from the
DJ Moore
or whatever.
You know, I don't know if that's legitimately possible, but. I mean, I'm not against it. I'll say that. I mean, but I just don't know how realistic that something like that could actually, you know, if that could realistically happen. Because here's the thing, too. You gotta think that Joe Schoen, who's obviously a new general manager for us, he wants to build this team through the draft. So you don't really want to give up draft picks to get something that, you know, from Carolina that you don't know if he's actually that your type of guy, right? I mean, if he really, you know, because you obviously got to value your draft picks. And if he's unsure about them, you don't want to give those up because that's how you're going to build your team. That's the best way to do it. And so to me, I think it's, you know, if we had a veteran general manager like the Eagles do, for example, like Howie Roseman, where it's like he's established his team, it would be different for that situation. But for us, because we've got a new general manager, I just don't know if it's possible to do right now.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
I could be wrong though.
And it's a tough situation with our cap. I mean, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but you know, we got a lot of moves we're going to need to make this next offseason. Signing our own guys. So.
There's the off season this upcoming year is going to be a lot of fun for you guys. Yep. It really is.
I don't know how much of a splash we're going to be able to make. I think we got like something like $50 million.
Yeah, gonna have a lot of money.
Yep. I mean, we've had a lot of money, you know, before, and we spent that. We spent on. We did get Dory Jackson though, so that was a good signing, of course.
Yeah.
But
well, I think the reason why I have more confidence, I trust this staff.
Yep.
This coaching staff and general manager, and so I'm really. It's a really positive time to be a Giants fan.
Yeah, man. I hope these boys can get healthy though, man. I really hope they can get healthy. Our cornerbacks are really dropping off. I mean, I know we've had a lot of, guys step up for us, but I'm not sure how sustainable that could, if that's really sustainable to have, these, not that they're obviously not the most talented guys in the world, or they'd be higher on the depth chart. But I hope we get healthy, man. Our pass rush has been really disappointing me. We've had one good game against the Bears, and
gotta get better. Yeah,
everybody has a good game against the Bears as far as pass rush. But other than that, we didn't get one sack when I was over there. I saw Kayvon Thibodeau. I was hoping to get, that was his debut game. I was hoping to see him get his first sack, but that guy's been pretty quiet other than dropping passes or batting passes down. So
I think he's been quiet in the stat sheet, but I think he's done a lot of good so far. I really do. I mean, he's only going to get better, man. This team, a lot of them dudes, man, they just need to be on the field, and I think they're going to get better as time goes on and as games go on, as long as they stay healthy.
I wondered, with our young edge rushers being out early in the season, edge rushers are kind of a position where you kind of mature into being a couple years into the season, then you really start hitting your stride. It's kind of one of those, like a tackle, man. Your first year might be pretty difficult, or a cornerback, maybe it's like that for all rookies. But, when we had those experienced guys out there, like, Ward and Zimenez, that kind of, maybe that, wasn't as big as a drop off as you might have thought, just because those guys are there and they're seasoned a little bit more.
They do their job well.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, they don't rush the passers well, but they definitely defend the run very well.
Yep. That's all. Got to get this entire defense is really well coached. So they're doing their thing. I can't wait for next weekend, man. We're playing Baltimore and Wink, man. It's gonna be really interesting to see what happens as far as. Wink, I think, let us down maybe that one game, I guess, the Dallas game, but he has been such an improvement over Patrick Graham. Patrick Graham, I was not a big fan of his defense, personally. I thought it was really soft. They let people march down the field on us, and then they try to stiffen up at the end. I didn't like that defense at all. I like 100%. We're going to be aggressive this entire field, and we're going to try to stop you as soon as we possibly can. We're going to bring pressure at you, so expect it.
Yeah. Yep. No, he's being. It's weird. He's being offensive with his defense. He's attacking with it. But Unlimited Liquid, I appreciate talking to you, man. I always love to get a chance to talk with you, and I appreciate you coming on, man, and sharing some of that Giants love with me. And hopefully we just keep this thing going.
Yep, man. Cop Pizzle, man, I really respect you. I respect that you're a family man, first and foremost, above everything. So you got a beautiful family. I look up to you a lot, sir. Thanks, and you're being a good role model for all these kids out there. So like I said, man, keep it up. You got a great culture here. So I'm a big fan of you, all right? So
appreciate it. Hopefully I get up there to a game this year, and I'll try to let everybody know about it.
All right, man. That'd be great. All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
Have a good night. Always good talking to Unlimited Liquid. That's one of the my favorite things about YouTube, or at least doing these live streams, is interacting with other Giant fans and just sharing that passion and love that we have for this team. So we're gonna get on to Jay-Lay.
What's going on, man?
What's up, man?
It's like my third time calling in the your show, man. I appreciate it every time, man.
What's up, brother?
Hey, shit, there's a lot is up. Hey, the Giants are up. That's what's up.
Yeah, absolutely.
The NFC East is up. Hey, and yesterday was a very, very great day. The Giants went to London and put a hurting on the Green Bay Packers and showed Karen Rodgers what this defense was all about. And but also on that day, my first son was born yesterday. So that's amazing.
Really?
Yes, sir. I have 3 daughters, 1 boy, and he won when Daniel Jones whooped on the Packers. So that's
awesome, man. So did he come before the game or after the game?
He after the game.
After the game.
Yeah, after the game. So we won, and then I won. You know what I'm saying, my son.
That's awesome, man. That's
yeah, man. It's
Did you
I'm
get to
super
watch?
pumped.
Did you get to watch the game at all?
Yeah. I mean, I had it on my phone. I was, she was pushing. I was watching. Hey man,
That's
60
awesome,
minutes,
man.
bro. 60
Yeah,
minutes.
that's awesome. That's awesome, man. Hey,
but yeah, man, I was super pumped. I think everybody's super pumped. Daniel Jones, nobody can say shit about him no more, man. I don't want to hear nothing about.
I know, right?
Even when you do hear it, it's just like, what?
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. No, I 1000% agree with you on that. I mean, it's the process of listening to. I really don't want to hear it anymore either. I'm with you. To me, there's no more debate about it. I think if you try to replace Daniel at this point, man,
you'd be doing
you're
the
like
Giants a disservice, man. You'd be gutting the heart out. Besides Saquon.
Well, it's like being with a chick that's a 7, that's solid.
Good
she got
for you. She'll bond you out.
She cooks. She does all the good things, and you want to try to trade her in for a 9 who's going to bring in a bunch of fucking bullshit problems.
She can't even read.
She can't.
Yeah, she's from Dallas and she can't read.
I just feel like that they can build around him and build a winning franchise around him. I really believe that.
I don't even want none of these quarterbacks that are coming out in the draft. Everybody's telling CJ Stroud, Bryce. None of that, man. Alabama don't even make good quarterbacks. So I mean, I don't even.
At this point, if Daniel's not the quarterback, next year, I'll be so disappointed. I'll be sad. Yeah. I'll genuinely, because I literally think he's got what it takes, and I want to see him succeed here, and I believe in him. And I don't know what else you need to see, and for him to have this gutsy win yesterday. We didn't beat the fucking Texans or the Jags.
Yeah,
we beat the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah,
I mean, like
in London.
We
wasn't at MetLife. What I'm saying? We damn near, from what the players and what I seen on TV, you might as well have been in Wisconsin, in Green Bay.
And you're down 17 points.
Oh,
right. You're down 17 points. You need a quarterback to get you back in the game. He just kept fighting.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I'm in Texas. I mean, I know I say this, but I'm in Texas, and so I'm surrounded by just Cowboys and just fuckery the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for Daniel Jones,
that's what's fast. So you just said something fascinating. I want to bring this up is, so you literally live in the heartland of hate, of John's hate, right?
Yes.
So so if anybody should be frustrated, upset, it should be you. Seriously, like anybody that maybe a Giants fan that lives in Philly or whatever. Like, I mean, if you live in the opposing, state or just an area these people that live in New York and New Jersey, I'm not saying their fanhood is easy, but the point
nobody's going against them.
Nobody's going against you.
Yeah, nobody's on my side out here. There's like one other guy at the bar that is a Giants fan.
Well, no, when you wear Giants gear, you probably have people look funny at you.
Yeah,
ask you questions. About it. Yep. But then if you were in New Jersey and New York, nobody would even say
nobody would bat an eye.
Nobody would bat an eye.
Yeah, and I mean, I get questions all the time, and what's funny is before I would, because I'm gonna stay repping my team, even the 10 years that we were terrible. I'm still repping my team.
Yeah.
But now people be like, oh, you're a Giants fan. I'm like, yeah, we're working on it, and this O-line and la 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 la. None of that shit no more, man.
Yeah.
None of that shit. Now, I'm the Giants. Saquon, you see him?
I've had that too, where it's like I'm wearing Giants gear, and someone's like, "I'm sorry for you."
Yeah,
and it's like,
well, fuck y'all. We got 4 of them. So how many Super Bowls? But
it's funny when you go out to so when I go out to Memphis. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of Cowboy fans in Memphis for some reason. There's tons.
Yeah, they're like roaches. They're everywhere.
Yeah, they really are. They really are. But like, it's like they're all over. So when I see them there, it's like I gotta listen to a lot of that shit. And so, it's like you haven't. But you probably know this too. Like we haven't had a lot to trash talk about. Like
I have no comebacks. I have
Yeah,
no
I have no
comebacks.
you can't come back to anything, you know.
I just wait on a Patriots fan to say something to me, and I'm like,
Yeah, no,
I'm
we've
just
got like
hoping.
the ultimate. We've got the ultimate thing over them. We're like it's like the guy at this at a party that always tries to one up you on a story. Like you got a great story, then he's like, well, guess what? I walked on the moon, bitch. It's like, okay, well, what's your but that's like the Patriot fans, like they can't ever say nothing.
I just
to
go
us.
like this. I just go like this. I
got
just
We
no
got
words
two of them
needed.
on it. But it's like, with Cowboy fans, we haven't had any success with them recently. And obviously Philly has played well against us. But now it's like these last few weeks, it's so funny because like I'm excited about the Giants being good, but I'm just excited about being in the mix with those two teams again.
Exactly. I mean, the NFC,
I've been so tired of watching them have success. And not that they've had a ton of success, but it's like, and just us sitting back and hoping that they lose so they can stay down to our standard.
Exactly.
And so that's what's been very frustrating.
Now we're starting to set the standard. We're getting back to Giants football, man. I've been saying this for not forget online. It's not even real life, but in real world, like I've been saying, is we got to get back to Giants football. You got to get back to smash mouth running, and our defense has to be elite. And our defense, I'm not gonna say. I mean, shit, we got the number one top 3 pass rush defense. I'm not a big numbers guy.
Yeah, I heard something about that too. Yeah, that was like really random today. Like the Giants are really. I think we're also like really good at converting third downs too.
Exactly. Yeah, but I mean,
that I heard.
We have this coaching staff, man, that we lucked up because we were supposed to get Matt Rule or whatever. He was in the mix and all these other guys, and we picked the right GM. We picked the right coach. We have no receivers. I mean, the receivers that we are now. Are these receivers that are practice squad guys? Are they just those dudes? Or is it Daniel Jones that's elevating these guys' game? And are they ready to have that conversation about Daniel Jones?
Oh, no disrespect, but I think David Seals is a practice squad guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think Richie
Slayton
James
came up today. Your boy Slayton stepped the fuck up.
My boy Slayton stepped up. I think he's a legitimate receiver. I think Richie James is a legitimate player on a roster.
Yeah.
Not a number one or nothing. I don't know if he's a number one receiver like he's been for us. I mean, it's like
Daniel Jones is making him.
Yeah, Daniel's making him make him a number one receiver. But who else? It's like we had
Bellinger.
We had Marcus Johnson out there. He's out there for the Bellinger's like he's obviously a rookie, so he's figuring it out. But like he's been a solid tight end for us. Like
he's better than Evan Ingram. I get happy when I see Bellinger get the ball.
He's been absolutely everything we needed. He's been a great draft pick of Joe Schoen. To me, one of his better draft picks has been Bellinger. He's been awesome. It's been great to see him play. I mean, these dudes are just stepping up. And this is why I think like a lot of these guys are young, like Daniel, for example, Richie James is just now getting into this role of being a playmaker for a team. I think they're only going to get better, man. I really do. A lot of the young guys, like the secondary guys, like Belton, for example, Julian Love is playing really good. Tay Crowder,
They're dogs.
They really are.
Plain and simple, man. You can't. These guys have been. I mean, besides Belton, but Julian Love, Xavier McKinney. These guys have been losing since they got into the league. They've been getting made fun of, laughed at. You guys are the dumpster juice of the league, and we're the Lions and
the new Browns. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And now with the right coaching, and the coaching staff is key. The right coaching staff, because it's the same, pretty much the same players.
They just
different coaching staff. That's all it took was a different coaching staff and Brian Daboll, a GM that's going to get the right people in here. Wink Martindale.
This is why, and I again, I don't defend him wholeheartedly, but like, this is why I think that a lot of the heat that Dave Gettleman was getting wasn't correct.
Yeah,
because he brought in good players. He did draft good players. Now, did he bring in some bad players? Yes, but he also brought.
Was bad.
His staff was terrible.
Yeah.
Coaching staff was terrible. If that's where he failed tremendously big time, it was that coaching staff. That's where he really failed.
They had some guy in there. Well, who's the guy that Shane fired? He was supposed to be like the rat that was letting out, information and stuff like that. So I mean,
but they've done a complete remodel of this whole.
They gutted the whole team out.
And I give a lot of credit to Mara, the owner, for allowing this to happen, because
Jerry Jones would never.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's so, we're 5 games into this deal with this staff and this GM, and it's like, man, what are we going to be when we're 50 games into it?
Next year, we got over like $100 million in cap space. I want to build to the draft, like you were saying earlier, but I mean, the savvy that Joe Schoen has with his other, recruiters and things like that. I mean, there's no telling who we can get. Isn't Michael Thomas a free agent next year?
Well, yeah, but I don't.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Anything
can happen. If he can do that with what we have, imagine what he's going to do with all the resources that he's going to have at his disposal next year and years to come.
Yeah, anything is possible.
Yeah,
and the biggest thing is I actually, I won't say I had issues, but I just didn't trust the previous staff
at all. I mean, they sound good. They sound good.
I started to lose a little bit of trust in them. And the biggest thing for me is like, and I know we're only 5 games into it. I'm trying to be, somewhat confident, but like, I trust these guys. I just trust.
Look at the whole picture, instead of just like people. A lot of Giants fans, a lot of people in general, they like to pick certain things. Well, Daniel Jones didn't score a touchdown. We won the game.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones he's been rushing for over, 70 to 80 to 100 yards every game this year.
Yeah.
Like you got to look at the whole thing. You see the culture. You see how the coach acts. You see how the players react to the coaches. You can see when a player messes up and the coach is talking to him on the sideline, and then they go out and fix that mistake. They don't get down in the dumps. They're not, they're playing ball, and they're playing ball like they want to win. Like they're finding ways to win. They're
playing great in the second half.
Yeah.
I mean, these coaches are making adjustments at halftime, and they're playing really good in the second half.
Exactly, man. And I have no complaints. I mean, now, of course, our interior, like if you want to be nitpicky, our interior line and our linebackers, cool. We'll take care of that in the draft. Joe Schoen's already said that he likes to build through the draft. The more picks, the merrier, all that stuff that he was saying. And so, I mean, I think he's already done pretty well in the draft so far. In this last year's draft, didn't have his recruiters in there and kind of was just thrown into, well, these are the guys we've been looking at, pick out of these guys. Yeah. And, that's what he had to do. But I think with this year coming up, we're going to see a lot of big changes, man. We've already seen a lot of big changes. We won 4 fucking games last year.
I know.
We won 4 games already. Like, what could you complain about?
I know.
This year, and we still have 13 games left, and we are or however many games left. I don't know. I've been drinking a little bit, so my math is a little off. But we have enough games left to where that we can. I would say we're going to be 8, 9, or 9. Yeah, we can. Yeah, 12 games. There we go. We can. Well, we can end up winning 10, 11 games.
Oh, I know.
Especially with how the schedule is breaking. I mean, the Green Bay Baltimore game was supposed to be back-to-back L's.
Yeah,
those are supposed to be back-to-back.
If we just go 6-6 here on out, we win.
That's all it takes. And with what we've been doing, I don't see why we could. Well, we got Jacksonville, Houston. Jacksonville's been playing good, but I mean, we got Houston, Jacksonville. I think we got the Commanders, which they haven't been doing anything.
Yeah. You'd like to think you get 2 from the Commanders.
We like to, but it's whenever it's a divisional, like what I'm saying, a rivalry game. Mm-hmm. To me, it doesn't really matter who's playing. Like even when the Cowboys are, the Giants were not good, and the Cowboys or the Eagles were good. We still had a chance to win just because it's a rivalry game, and somebody will sneak out one out of one of them. But
Sure.
The way this team has been playing discipline, man, the coaching staff is Kafka has been. They were wondering, is he going to call the plays? Keep him calling every play on offense, man. That boot with Bellinger. I mean, that little reverse thing with Bellinger. I wouldn't even have thought to run. Who runs a sweep with a?
I think that was Philly special that Philly ran into Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, that's where
I think that's what I
So was that like a FU to?
I don't know. I think that it was exactly the exact. I think they ran it exactly to a T. I mean, there might have been something different about it, but that's what the play was. Because he had multiple options to throw it there, and obviously he just ended up running it in.
Yeah.
But
just think, DJ, how much because we can all say that this offense is a very intricate offense. It's going to be very hard to pick up. There's a lot of moving parts going on, and he's picked up on it this well so quickly in not even a full year. Imagine next year he has a whole offense to just keep his face. And Daniel Jones is a workhorse.
That's
he's going to fall into that playbook and just memorize everything about it. He went to Duke. He's not stupid.
That's why. That's why I say we're 5 games into this, and I want to see what we are 50 games into this. A couple seasons, because to me, it's only going to get better and better. But Jay, it's always great to talk to you, man.
Yes, sir, man. Every time.
It's always a privilege to talk to you, man. Congratulations on your new son.
Thank you.
What'd you name him? You don't have to give me his whole name.
His name is Josiah. Josiah Ray.
That's a beautiful
Jesse Ray.
Man.
I think it's me being from Texas. Me being in Texas, I think Jesse Ray. That's like a cool little Western name, you know.
Oh
Jesse.
yeah. Well, I mean, I gave my son
Maverick, man.
That's a Western.
Yeah.
So, no, I feel you on that, but that's awesome, man. And like you said, I'm sure you're probably like me. You really wanted to have a son at some point, and you had
I tried 3 times, man.
So congratulations on that, man. It's a lot different raising a son than it is a daughter. But you know, we love our girls, right? But But a son is just something else, man. So enjoy that time, man. I know I'm enjoying it, and I hope you get to enjoy that process too, man.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna enjoy every minute of it, man. There's not gonna be a moment that I'm not there. As long as I'm breathing, I'm gonna be right there in old Jesse Ray's face.
I appreciate you, man. And
yes, sir. Appreciate you too, sir.
All right, brother. I'll see you, man.
All right now.
Always great to talk to Jay. He's a great Giants fan, and really cool really cool that his son. That's a great story for him. That he can tell one day if his son grows up to be a Giants fan. That's an awesome win. ACM.
What's up, man?
What's up? You tell me.
We better start getting some respect. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, tell them.
4 games. I mean, 4-1. I mean, granted, we're in 3rd place, tied with the Cowboys, but still.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody really think we'd be here at this point in the season? Especially at the, dare I say, a horrendous last season. Just, we like, kind of like how everybody's been saying, we only won 4 games last season.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're 4-1 already.
Yeah.
And as what was just on was just saying, the schedule, if you look at it, really, there are a lot of games that we can win. Sure. I mean Baltimore. I mean, hey, Lamar, that's gonna be a tough game, but it's not. But it is winnable.
Mm-hmm.
Lions, Texans. I mean, they have a worse record than us right now. So,
mm-hmm.
and then you look at, and then obviously you got your divisional games, you know, but I mean, right now the Commanders don't look like they're doing much of anything. So,
no,
I mean, you never know though.
Yeah,
but I think
it really does look like the Giants can at least get 6 more wins, at least.
I think. I mean, I'm optimistic. I think they get a few more.
Yeah, no, I mean it's absolutely possible. But I'm just saying, if you're just trying to get to 10 wins, because you like to think 10 wins gets you to the playoffs,
Mm.
you think that you can get there.
Honestly, the way we're playing right now, we can be a playoff. I mean, I don't know if
Oh,
it's gonna be.
I mean, if you just look at the NFC teams, just look at the NFC alone. Absolutely, the Giants could be a playoff team. I mean, legit. I mean, because you look at the NFC West. I mean, the
Mhm.
49ers are a pretty good team. No doubt about it. The Rams, I don't know what anybody think. I don't know about the Rams. I mean, they're back and forth of one minute they look good, one minute they look bad. The Seahawks are just whatever to me at this point. We'll see them at some point this season.
Mm.
And the Cardinals, they've been Jekyll and Hyde this year too, where they've looked really bad and decent at other times. And then the NFC North, we've obviously already beat the Bears and the Packers. I think we're better than the Lions. And
Oh,
we'll see about
absolutely.
we'll see about the Vikings. I mean, the Vikings have been okay this year, not bad. And then the South, the Saints are whatever at this point. The Panthers are awful. The Bucks, still got Brady. And then who am I forgetting here? The Falcons, they're kind of in a rebuilding situation. So, and then we've got our NFC East foes, but I don't know, man. Like I think we stack up and can be considered a playoff team. Absolutely.
No, yeah, absolutely. Really, the toughest games for sure are gonna be probably next week, Baltimore, because you
Mhm.
you never know with
I think
Lamar.
our tough, I think our toughest games, not to interrupt, is Baltimore, obviously Dallas, and then the Eagles.
Dallas, yeah.
I think those 4 games are our toughest 4. I'm not
Mm.
scared of the Colts. I'm not scared of the Vikings. I think those are the 4 that are the most challenging for the rest of the year.
Yeah, Dallas. I'd say Dallas. Yeah, definitely Dallas. Vikings, for Baltimore, but maybe the Eagles too. But even then, I mean, like I get they're 5-0, but
Mhm.
how long can that last?
I mean, we'll see. I mean, that game against the Cowboys, Eagles and Cowboys this week is gonna be fun.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to see how that game goes.
It's gonna
I
be
guess
real.
I guess we will see how good Philly really is. I mean, because you got to I don't want to give them respect, but you got to give respect to Dallas. Like they've done their thing and they've overcome losing Dak and they're winning games and obviously they beat the Rams, so you got to give them their respect.
No, of course, you got to, sometimes you just got to tip your hat, but
Yeah.
you know what, playing a high level, respect. Don't like you, but respect. But no, but realistically, maybe it might be a long shot, but honestly, I still think the division is up for grabs this year.
Oh, absolutely.
I think my boldest prediction is I think we can either be a wild card team or at least a division winner.
Mm-hmm.
If we can,
here's the thing. I would, don't get me wrong. I'd love to be a division winner because it would mean a home playoff game. I'd be all about it. But to me, considering how the last 10 years have went and how bad we've been, especially the last 5 years, just making the playoffs would be a huge step for the Giants.
Oh,
a huge step.
God.
So whether it's a wild card or a division winner, that would just be a huge step for us.
Oh my God. I remember. Yeah, because I remember we were not last year, the year before. We were like this close to getting into the playoffs. We were, and honestly, we weren't that good, but and yet somehow we still were able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But now we have Daboll, who's I think. I mean, everybody's saying it. Culture creates winning, and he's created a culture of fight to the very end. Don't give up. Go to distance. It's like Rocky, like you said in the stream. You know, when you were against the Packers, you know, just sometimes it's not about winning, but going the distance. And God damn it, they went the distance with the Packers.
Yeah,
and
they
won.
did. They played it. They played a full 60-minute game. It literally went right down to the wire. I mean, they had an opportunity to the Giants had an opportunity to fight back and get the lead. They did, and they had to stop the Packers at the very end of the game. And they played a full 60-minute game, and they got it done.
Yeah, those two big blocks to Rodgers was
the batted passes.
Yeah, man, that was so satisfying to watch.
Yeah, it really was.
Like two big stops in a row.
Mm-hmm.
We just shut him down. I think that's again we are sending a message to the team, like to not just to everybody. Like, hey, we need some respect. As a Giants fan, I feel like we've been done dirty for way too long now.
Yeah.
Yeah, ever since I'll even go back as far as 2012, right after our Super Bowl win.
Mm-hmm.
We thought we were inconsistent. We were a good team. We definitely could have made a playoff run, but we were inconsistent. Hasn't been consistent. Then we went. Oh,
both of our Super Bowl teams, 42 and 46, we were inconsistent.
Yeah,
I mean, at no point did we during the season did we look like Super Bowl champions, and then we just got into the playoffs in both of them and just ended up being world beaters.
But that's kind of what the Giants do, though.
That's what the Giants are, and that's the thing is everybody
that's why you love them.
That's why they have these Giants fans have these crazy high expectations that they put on the team, and then Daniel Jones is like, dude, we've never been that. So it's like that's never been us. So I don't know why you would do that now. I don't know, but
no, they're kind of team that just fights to the end. Yeah. They get down and dirty. They might not. They're not always gonna win. Even when people don't expect them to win, mm-hmm. that's when they find a way to win. Yeah. They just. I was watching a video on YouTube the other day. Mm-hmm. Actually, it was from the video about how a compilation of all analysts in 2007. From the very start of the playoffs all the way to the Super Bowl, mm-hmm. how they giving us literally no love, no respect. I mean, I'm sure you remember. And it's just crazy.
We've never really gotten the respect when we deserved it, and we're not going to get the respect until they go to the playoffs and win a game. That's the reality of it. But ACM, I appreciate you joining me, man. It's always great to talk to you, man.
You too, man. Hey, one game at a time. But in the words of Aretha, let's get some RE. Give us the RESPCE and find out what it means to me.
All right, man. Good to talk to you, man. Have a good rest of your night.
You too. Good night.
It's always good to talk to ACM and mix it up with everybody. And I just want to go ahead and wrap up the stream. Went almost 90 minutes here, and just want to celebrate this win. Talk to a few of the guys. It's always good to chat it up with everybody and celebrate the Giants and their wins. So hope you guys have a good rest of the night. Appreciate you guys joining me. Thanks to those that came in. I got a lot of great content left to do this week. I'm going to try to fit in the all 22 stream. I know the Yankees have got a big game tomorrow night, and so I know a lot of you guys will be watching. So try to fit it in at some point, and we'll see when we do it. But appreciate all you guys, and be looking out for more content. And as always, go Big Blue.